The first slide is about data preparation. It has 4 steps: editing, coding, classification, and data entry. Editing process, it's like a movie making. After making a movie, they are doing editing process, eliminating extra information, retaining relevant information. The same way we are going to do in research. Eliminating extra information, retaining relevant matter. It is like checking whether it is relevant or not, filtering ambiguous information. Therefore, there are ample chances of getting unaddressed questions like income, age, property, relevant information. If it is unaddressed question, if 2 or 3 questions are unaddressed, then we can eliminate those questions. If the respondent have not at all answered interval question, then we can take midpoint as a response. This won't affect the result of your study. The second part is improperly and wrongly answered question. If some questions are crucial for the research and that is wrongly or improperly addressed, then it would be better to contact the person and ask them to explain the answer. The second part is coding. Coding means it provides data in the form of symbol, character, and numbers. Data in the form of symbols, character, and numbers. So it helps the researcher to interpret the data and deriving accurate result. Coding data are 2 types, pre-coded and post-coded. However, the data collected through open-ended questions is the example of post-coded. If the data are collected through closed-ended question, example of pre-coded. It would be better we can use maximum number of pre-coded questions. I'll give an example of pre-coding. Gender, A male, B female. A and B are coding. There are some questions are post-coded. Example, a suggestion. Suggestion is actually an open-ended question. After collecting the data, because it is qualitative in nature, after collecting data, we are make it in a number form. So, better we can have open-ended question as a post-coded one. Now, we'll move on to third category, classification. Classification is categorizing coding question in different segment. There are 2 types of class interval, exclusive and inclusive. Exclusive like 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Inclusive 10 to 20, 21 to 30. Whenever we make age or any income level classification, researcher in this place they commit some mistakes. So it's preferably a researcher can choose inclusive class interval. And next part is data entry. In data entry, we can enter data in different software. There are many softwares are available. Let me spell few softwares. Database management software such as biomedical package, statistical programming language, statistical analysis system, and statistical package for social science, that is called SPSS. Out of these software, SPSS is widely used by researcher for data entry. So data preparation includes editing, coding, classification, and data entry. Now we'll move on to next slide about what difference between parametric and non-parametric test. Parametric test. Parametric test, example ZTF ANOVA test. It is more powerful test. It is a distribution method. It depends upon population parameter such as mean, median, mode, standard deviation. But it is not suitable for rated scale, ranking, but the chances of error is less. It is highly predictive. In non-parametric test, it is a distribution-free method, but it does not depend upon any population parameter, less powerful, suitable when ranked scale questions, chances of type 2 error. Type 2 error, H0 accepted when it is false. So chances of type 2 error is higher in non-parametric test, less predictive. Let me give some example of non-parametric test. Chi-squared, sign test, Kruskal-Wallis, Mann-Whitney-U, Gulmangro-Simbrano, all are the example of non-parametric test. Parametric test, as I said earlier, Z, T, F, ANOVA are the parametric test. We can go with parametric test because error is less, highly predictive and also most powerful. The next slide is about how to do hypothesis testing. What are the procedures involved? Hypothesis, as I said earlier, hypothesis is a tentative assumption towards the research problem or research question. Now it has 5 basic points. The ultimate objective is making decision. First point is set up a hypothesis. Now we are making a hypothesis, null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Null hypothesis, independent variable has no effect on the dependent variable. Alternate hypothesis, independent variable does have an effect on the dependent variable. So first step is we are making hypothesis. And the second step is set up a suitable significant level. It is probably on 90% or 99% significant level we can follow. And third step is test statistics. Here we are using any parametric or non-parametric test. If we are using Z test, Z distribution where the sample size is equal to or larger than 30 we can use, or if it is less than 30 we can go with T test. Here we can use any parametric or non-parametric test. And the fourth one is doing computation. We are actually calculating and we are finding error. These calculations include testing statistics and the standard error of the testing statistics. Here from the random sample of size n, we are making calculation. And the fifth step is making decision, final decision. It depends upon how we are making decision. Whether the table value is greater than the calculated value, H naught, accepted. Table value is lesser than the calculated value, H naught, rejected. So based on that we are making final decision. So procedure of testing hypothesis, it's a very important concept. It has 5 points. Number 1, set up a hypothesis. Here we are making H0 and H1. And number 2, set up suitable significant level, probably 99%. And third, test statistics. Here we are following parametric or non-parametric test. Better we can go with parametric. It is more powerful test. And fourth one is doing computation. Here we are calculating and also we are finding errors. And the last one is we are making final decision whether H0 accept or reject. That we are making a final decision. So procedure of testing hypothesis, it's helpful to make a right decision to the researcher. The next slide, it is about a few questions for discussion, which is the most powerful test. How to manage unaddressed question while doing data entry. How to impart meaningful interpretation to the data to solve research problems. Try to answer those questions. If you have any doubts, clarification, you can command me. Let me conclude this session by doing small recap. Data preparation, it involves editing, coding, classification and tabulation. Editing is the process where we are addressing unaddressed question and improperly and wrongly addressed questions. The second point is parametric and non-parametric. Parametric ZTF ANOVA test, it is more powerful test. Chances of error is less. Non-parametric test, it is a less powerful compared to parametric. Better we can go with parametric test. Hypothesis testing helps the researcher to make right decision. But researcher should follow procedure of testing hypothesis. On this note, I end my session. Thank you for watching.